Hello again, welcome to another look at the weekend's weather. Next week's weather, again, of course, courtesy of Netweather.tv. And of course, it's a very important weekend because it's a bank holiday and it's drawing to the end of the school holidays. So it's a very important weekend, I would imagine, for families to get out and about. Unfortunately, we should have had last weekend's weather because it was lovely and hot and sunny, temperature up to 32 degrees. The weather this weekend couldn't be more different. In fact, it's going to be turning out to be cool, wet and windy. If we look at the surface pressure, you can see the reason why. We've got low pressure at the moment swinging in from the west, and that's going to move right across the centre of the UK in the next day or two. Loads of isobars packed in there too, especially in southern and western areas, and that means to say it's going to be windy, and there could well be some gales around as well. Now that low continues to move away eastwards as time goes on, and a small ridge follows during the course of Sunday and Monday, just quietening the weather down for a while. But it doesn't last long because another deeper low moves in from the Atlantic on Tuesday, packing in those isobars again and bringing in those strong winds and gales to many places. That low tracks a little bit further north, moving between Scotland and Iceland. But another area of low pressure, surprise, surprise, develops to the west and then spins up into what's going to become quite a decent low. And that also will move in towards the UK in the second part of the week. Now, of course, the jet stream is a controlling influence, and yet again, as has happened so many times this summer, it's an autumnal looking chart really, with the jet stream either to the south of us or over southern parts of the country right the way through the week. As for the temperature of the atmosphere, well, the really hot weather stays in the Mediterranean. In fact, it's cooled off quite a bit across a good part of Europe where we had very high temperatures last week, but the hot weather's down in the Mediterranean now, and we have what you might call more or less average temperatures, in other words, a yellow shading across us for much of the time, although cooler green air coming down from the Arctic does move into northern parts on occasions. And it's also incidentally the first sign of winter, as blue air is appearing over Greenland. And with that blue air, that's an indication that temperatures are low enough to give some snow. So, on a day-to-day basis, as far as Friday is concerned, there will be some rain in the west in the early hours, and that rain could well break out all over the place towards dawn. Also, there's going to be a new band of heavy rain moving into Ireland and the southwest of England during the morning, and that band of heavy, steady rain will move across the rest of England and Wales later in the day. There will be some bright weather, some sunny intervals ahead of that rain band, and it'll brighten up again probably behind. It will be a windy day in the south of the country, and temperatures probably close to normal. Now for Saturday, there'll be a wet night in many places, a misty and murky one too, and yet more heavy rain will be breaking out towards dawn, and that rain actually turning out to be pretty torrential over Ireland and parts of the Midlands and southern England. Could be some thunder mixed in as well. Although, of course, with the showery, thundery outbreaks, there could be some brightness, I suppose, in between. It is also going to become windy in many places, more particularly in the south, with gales along the south coast. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if the Met Office before long isn't issuing some sort of warning about the heavy rain and the strong winds. As for temperatures, round about normal, but probably feeling quite cool in the wet and windy places. On Sunday, I think there'll be showers around in a good many places to begin with, but it will be dry and bright probably over Ireland, and it will become drier and brighter through Scotland, the southwest of England, Wales and much of northern England during the course of the day, but there will be some heavy showers breaking out across the Midlands, the southeast of England and East Anglia, and it's going to be quite windy in those eastern parts of the country too, and with the winds in the northwest it's going to feel quite cool. On Monday we might have a little bit of an autumnal foggy start, otherwise after that quieter interlude it's back to square one again, as another area of low pressure will bring wind and rain. That's going to reach northern and western areas later on in the day, some of that rain turning out to be heavy. I think the southeastern corner of England will probably hold on to some fine weather at least through daylight hours, although even here it will become windy and there will be some rain coming along after dark. Actually, eastern parts of England will probably have a dry morning as well. It's just the southeast that will hold on to the dry weather later on. And then on Tuesday, that wet weather's still around. It'll continue to move away eastwards into the North Sea, and brighter conditions will follow, although in that brighter weather there will be some showers too, heavy ones at that, and it's going to be on the cool side and it's going to be windy. And that sets the pattern for the rest of the week. Middle and latter part of the week, unsettled weather, often cool and often breezy. Some outbreaks of rain cropping up just about anywhere. So, not a very good forecast, I'm afraid, for a bank holiday weekend, but I'm sure if you're going out and about, you can make the most of it and enjoy yourselves. And until this time next week, goodbye from me.